care in the slightest. I think ARs on this map, Scrap and Insight, will absolutely be happy to go toe-to-toe. And CleanX, I know Nameless has talked about this a decent bit, is just straight up the best Slayer in the game right now. He is like leading in hardpoint kills per 10 minutes, in S&D kills per round, and he's leading in control kills per round or per 10 minutes as well. So every sort of slaying category, CleanX has been a monster so far this year.
They certainly have, and that does set our stage quite nicely. LA Thieves will be the underdog here by quite some margin. True Ultra looking to put the hurt on once again though. But nothing really matters until we get into the map and see how it plays out.
That's a good opening break. I mean, if you get to the hill first, want to take full advantage, and LA Thieves getting a couple nice early kills and slowly accruing that lead. So you got the early spawn advantage, got to take full use. So far, so good. Scrap though trying to do a little bit of damage. It's both the ARs piercing through the outside of the map. Inside the actual point though, looks like Afro is locking it down.
Oh, that's exactly what they want, though. A little bit of heat coming from him. He's got a big job to do today. Try and go toe-to-toe with everybody on Ultra. But you can see now both teams really starting to think about this rotation. It's not looking great for the LA Thieves, but they did get a good amount of time on P1.
Now, yeah, I was going to say, kind of unfortunate. You get all the time in P1. Afro gives you a 3-piece, but the actual left side spawns were open, so Ultra basically spawn up there, and they will be down by about 30 seconds, but they have complete control of this rotation. Inside will be Huke for the moment. He has a trophy nearby, so he is well and protected. Has 2 players pushed out in front of him.
Now, the Thieves all about getting down here first, but Cammy falls straight away. Scrap looking for his second. Joedecieves will turn and gun him, and this gives them the advantage. You can now see Thieves trying to get up here before the reinforcements come through. Unfortunately, they've got to run through the guns, and Ultra are shooting, but Joedecieves as well, and Envoy saves the day.
Well, Joedecieves is at least the opening. I was going to say maybe enough pressure. Ghosty is going to be that next player in line. Him and Afro working together. You do want to get these players out of time. This is not sort of Scrap you want to be able to afford to give up. And it looks like the fight from LA. Good. Get him out of the hill for the moment. Keep these players at bay. You still have Ghosty being annoying in square just to buy that extra few seconds. So LA Thieves, yes, they will be down on this rotation, but they do strip away a little bit of time, and obviously not fully set up because CleanX is getting kills, but at least the first player will be in showers.
CleanX again getting Afro down as well. They're falling slowly but surely. Things will spawn out towards Palace as well. A lot of job here to do for Cammy. He's going to have players all against him. Wins the first gunfight, but the second one is not going to be good enough. And now it's a race to reinforce. Spawns everywhere. Palace now for Ultra. There's going to be Garage all the way for LA Thieves.
And Insight's the only player in the hill, but he's at least got the teammates for the cross. You see Envoy switching over to the MCW off spawn, but the closer ones coming through from LA Thieves, able to break back through. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a battle, though, on the front side of the hill. Ultra still putting on the pressure. CleanX potentially flying in for the challenge. And it looks like if no trophies, the stuns and nade will do some damage, but that is all they are going to do. That is a clean hold towards the end. LA Thieves are having a fight for it, but they are maintaining that lead, and more importantly, they are ahead of this rotation.
That's the key thing. Realistically, this has been very back and forth so far. Who is going to find that first little bit of daylight? Who gets ahead and stays there and gives themselves the advantage right now? These are just trying to batter their way through into this, but it's not going to happen. Ultra have the numbers, but they have a Ghosty here, Thieves. He has to hold against so many.
So many things are open too. I was going to say, yeah, that little the stairs push just completely left exposed, and he was playing for the second gunfight, not the first. The damage was good, but the kill's not going his way. Envoy, though, is also completely by himself in the hill. The nades force him down, but he takes 2 to the grave with him. And he sort of soften up the push, but LA Thieves do recover and get back in time. The question is, can the 2-piece pay off from Envoy? CleanX at least is going to have a 1 versus 1 inside of the hill. And this is a gunfight for a decent chunk of time. It's actually a nade that takes care of CleanX. LA Thieves picking up all of that scrap. I have a very decent lead, but I also have to deal with scrap because this rotation, it is a stranglehold looking like on the Palace Hill.
Yeah, this is the difficulty. The blades are whirring. The motor has started and the blender is ready. Can they break through here? Can they find any gap into Palace? Time after time, we just see teams just not able to do anything around this hill. LA Thieves spreading the map, maybe looking for a gap. One roll of it.
I mean, this is almost looking like the thought crossing their mind of, do we want to go on a rotation at 60 seconds? I mean, they just got wiped as soon as the hill popped. And this is brutal. And Toronto is not the team that's going to be really opening up the map and letting this one fall through the cracks. Yeah, I mean, you have what? Ghosty posted on the back fire truck, just getting extra bullet down. There's not a thought to break at this hill. That is the most chalk a hill up I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, 60 seconds. I went, let's not. Let's just go next. It's fine. And to be fair, I don't really blame them. It will put Ultra just over the top here as they go into the next one. And that is a huge break. LA Thieves sacrifice 60 seconds. It might have been the right play in their books, but they need to make sure they get this one down. And Joedecieves put an S on his chest. He's the hero in that situation.
That is just a truly insane hill, because like they weren't even fighting for the time, and Scrap still ends up going on the 7 spree and getting the cruise missile. So talk about a moment for Ultra just to do everything right. It's easy and simple, but you do it cleanly, and now they're at least back in this game, still having a fight for it though. Insight is the last player around the actual time. Really, he just wants to stay alive as long as possible, doing a good job of it. The reinforcements are here, but first gunfight, Ghosty, aggressive with the pistol. Getting some damage out, dropping these players down, and it is mixiness on every hill that is not named Palace.
Oh, they are just pouring into this over and over again. And you can see now with that white coming through, the teams are trying to rotate, but there is a player watching. Afro takes a couple of licks to the face. And now for the rotation, Joedecieves tries to cut them down the cut. It's not going to happen for them either. Ultra are here first.
It looks like for that extra bit of scrap time as well, Scrap goes for the late chow, so he strips away an extra 10 seconds, really fighting for scraps on this map. Again, the mixiness has been out of control.
And here we go. Time for a break. Let's see if the LA Thieves can do it and hear how they're going to do it as well with an LA Thieves. Listen in.
Mike, one's broken, okay?
Somebody go middle.
Yeah, broken Ember. Don't attack the town. One shot, low broken. Still weak, bro.
I'll go mid. I just need Ember. Sorry.
I'll get. He's low broken, okay?
Yep. What's on the gold?
He's sitting low broken. I spawned out. I got split.
I'm gonna get naded.
Toby's on the right wall.
Shotgun right. Definitely shotgun right. I'm gonna go right.
He went to three. Scrap on the one shot and then boy pushing on the right. It was Scrap on hold.
There's 2 ult. Yeah, one's beat on.
Yeah.
Looking beat on. I don't see him.
Toby's gonna spawn out.
Mainly beat on tank.
Yeah, he's one to new connector. I'm gonna beat on.
Car me probably. Car on boy. Weak. Nothing connector.
Yeah.
Yo, he's beat on. Open it. Beat on. I'm boy challenging you. He's half HP.
Yeah, once this guy beat on with the backed up.
Let's see beat on.
He's in Røkkr, okay?
Ross time on boy.
Scrap on this one there as well.
Goodbye. You got it. Double straight.
One on me. Scrap's fighting.
Out in on me.
I
spawned blue, guys. Chill out.
One back. I'm
trying back. One on me. Jamie.
LA Thieves trying to solve a Rubik's Cube of where on earth these players are and how do we get into this point. The game is now ticking down what could be the last hill chance.
Yeah, and they're solving more than just the cube. They're solving the streaks problem as well. Not just Scrap, but Envoy also is able to get a cruise missile of his own. And even from inside the point, the players from Ultra are just so ridiculously coordinated that, I mean, it is nearly impossible to actually break through. Players always one shot, but there's always just that extra man. You see the tags coming through. CleanX gets the kill, but 2 other teammates were actually shooting at him. This has turned into an absolutely dominant hard point towards the end. LA Thieves fought in the first half, but they did not fool Ultra. 250 to 150 going to be the final score. Domination on Invasion.
Complete switch up, and I think it's all based on the rotations. Realistically, Palace was huge for Ultra to get back into it. After that, it never felt as good for LA Thieves. They lost that P2 rotation and just could never recover on that second set of hills. And I will say, silver lining, LA Thieves looked good for most of that map. Unfortunately, when you're playing Invasion, sometimes if you don't get those rotations, you won't find anything else.
And it's really not even just like the Palace rotation. It was like back towards the P2, the second go around, where Ultra dominate them on it, win the rotation, and just never looked back. So it was, again, like a first half, second half sort of vibe there from LA Thieves, but eventually the slaying power on the flip side, a little too strong. Mentioned the fact that CleanX is the lead slayer in every single game mode that we have, but in hardpoint specifically, CleanX, #1 in hardpoint kills per 10 minutes. #2 was Scrap, and I think Scrap might have just passed him. 24 and 15. Great stuff out of him.
Yeah, and I was trying to think of realistically if there was a lot that LA Thieves could have done differently, and maybe some key gunfights that would have given them a bit of breathing room. Maybe they could have got them back to the fundamentals of getting those rotations, because for the majority of it, and we said this in the listening, they looked pretty good. They were playing very well and mixing it up. Unfortunately, once you got away from them, it was away, and it just looked like a completely different game and completely different teams.
Yeah, I think we'd have to pay a great deal of attention to like the P2 and P3 on the second set, because I think for the most part, like again, it was a back and forth battle. There's only so much any player on LA Thieves is going to do to break into the Palace Hill, but it seemed like in terms of like really solid plays, like putting the pressure on Ultra, Joedecieves had some great moments early on. I think Afro, every single time P1 was coming around, he was putting in some serious work with Rival 9, but I think it was just ARs on the flip side that were just a little too strong.
Yeah. We'll have to see. LA Thieves are going to have to fall back here onto the S&D and hope they can get away with it. So it will be invasion again for them. Realistically, Toronto have had a couple of stumbles in S&D. 2-2 is their record so far, and LA Thieves 1-3. So neither team flawless at it.
Well, at the same time, though, it might be a 2-2 S&D record for Toronto, but that's sort of pre-break. And so far, the only map we've seen them play after the holiday break, they 6-0'd Seattle Surge. They are looking very scary. And I feel like on Invasion, again, you have Insight, you have Scrap. That is two long, like, lanes. You just pick a lane. 1 of 3, long line of sight. Either one of them will be happy to lock it down.
Well, fine. The vibes are certainly high in the Ultra Cammy, still the cams here, but yeah, this is what we were talking about, right? This is where it got a little bit different. Just a big recovery on Hill 4, and then it just changed. And I felt like Ultra just hit their stride finally, and one of the other things I kind of noticed going towards the end of that game is just the teamwork. They were always team shooting, they were always picking people apart, and Thieves just couldn't match it anymore.
It is absurd. Maybe that was the stat we should have paid more attention to, just like the assist that Toronto was getting, because yeah, certainly for the last 3 hills, everything just felt perfectly coordinated, of the right guys challenging at the right time, people playing their lives in the right moment. So a well-oiled machine, and obviously smiles on their faces. They are happy and excited to be loading into Invasion again. And Ultra are always sort of the team to watch that I think if you're trying to like learn Call of Duty, one of the first teams you go to pay attention to what they do on the minimap. Insight, especially as an AR player, he's not the main Slayer kind of thing. That's Scrap's job. So Insight is more so doing like the quote correct thing on the map. He's your big rotator. He's your lockdown spot. They'll leave him on an island and just let him do sort of the messy work or boring sort of job. Everyone else gets to go and like fry around the map, but make no mistake, Insight is a monster as well.
They really are, but with that said, let's move on to talk about the attacking statistics for these two teams. Round count, Ultra are in the positive. LA Thieves in the negative, though, with 7 and 12. Much better win percentage. Conversion, actually better for LA Thieves, though.
Yeah, so definitely looking to get the bomb down. And obviously, it is very much a map-depending thing. But if you're on offense and you have a 7-12 record, that means you are finding it difficult to force the issue. And if offense is going to be a concern on a map like Invasion, again, Ultra, high expectations for them just to lock things down on defense. So we'll see how much time LA Thieves have sort of put in the on the grind during their holiday break.
Yeah, that is true. I always forget. I keep forgetting it's only day 2 of this week, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's been quite a while. It's been quite a while since we saw these teams, and a lot could have changed. A lot more VOD review and a lot more figuring out these maps, but it's still an underdog story. LA Thieves are not favored by anybody to do anything here at Toronto Ultra. They just want to cruise their way to Boston now and prove that they're some of the best in the game. But upsets are only ever a 3-win away.
This is complete map control on defense, by the way. I was going to say, you already have 2 players pushed up into P1. You have Insight that's already flown through B Street as well. So you are suffocated in your spawn, but they are getting the kills. Insight gets caught. Queenix is behind you, but he's dancing in a gunfight, and he falls as well. Early aggression does not pay off. LA Thieves pick him apart, and that 7-12 record on offense might get bumped up just a little bit.
Already been stunned, and they're not going to give him any chance to get that cut down, as that bomb will go through as well. LA Thieves, they're ready. They're watching every single angle. Can Scrap find anything here in the 1 versus 3?
I mean, they're going to have to sell for him to have any opportunity in this one. And Afro gets the information. UC just slides back instantly. Everybody's throwing shoulders. Everybody's going for the extra tags. Scrap's just going to have to ego chow to get some damage, but it's really up to LA to throw this one away.
Yeah, just don't give anything. Just keep going for it. And eventually they do put the squeeze on and get that one away. You were right, though. Start of that round, Toronto Ultra, they wandered through. And I thought, you know what? This looks like last time. Maybe CleanX is going to run through the middle of the map and find a gap again. LA Thieves, their tactic actually worked. They waited for that pressure.
Yeah, it happened fast, too. I mean, again, Ultra did have plenty of map control, but everybody just getting picked apart. So I don't know if that was just the beams coming out from the LA players or over-aggression on Ultra, but either way, you saw Cammy, 2 on the round, not too shabby. And an offensive win on this map absolutely can go a long way.
Well, let's see. This time, Ultra will have the bomb in hand. They get to dictate where they're going. Kleenex, an absolute menace before, and here comes the jump. Check the positions and finds it. They're going to be more careful, but back down to a 3 versus 3. Afro evens it up.
Yeah, we saw that spot earlier today. I think that's going to be a very common check spot as well, especially on these offensive rounds. Afro just wants to stay alive. He gets the kill and gets out. Trade not quite quick enough, and that'll be a delayed 2 versus 2. Kleenex and Scrap working together against Ghosty and Afro.
Scrap moving forward. This is about information and timing. I don't think Ghosty saw him as well. He hasn't. He will now. Scrap! It doesn't matter. Ghosty will get the gunfight. I mean, Kleenex left alone. If he can get this bomb down in time or find a pick, he'll be in a much better position. He's just seen Ghosty. Is he going for this one? Is he going to flank all the way through? He's playing off the information he's been given.
Well, he might have a freebie because he is just full chasing around, but you actually have the LA Thieves players. They're just moving quick. I mean, a full wrap around the map. You already made it to the middle tank, so any opportunity Kleenex had to find an errant kill, that's going to fade away. Those 2 players now grouped together, and they had the information. He's tagged up, stunned, no time on the clock, and gunned down. LA Thieves back-to-back. Very solid rounds.
Wow. LA Thieves holding it. And I thought for a second there, Kleenex, when he saw Ghosty, he could have made a call. He decided to try and see if he could find him, hoping that Ghosty would slow down at some point. Never really came away, though. LA Thieves up 2-0 in the S&D. This is what they were hoping for.
Yeah, that's just a great pick by Afro in the middle of the map and getting away with his life. And then obviously Ghosty. I mean, he's just dancing in his back spawn, bouncing from head glitch to head glitch. And eventually he just spots Scrap on one of his little slides and picks up the gunfight win there. Back towards B initially, that's a ton of like utility getting wrung out. Smoke on the map as well as a bunch of stuns and nades. But the only connection is to slow these players down. So Ultra, you see all 4 players have effectively cornered them in this back corner of the map, and they get the first blood.
Scrap has it. Afro hasn't died yet. This S&D and tries to find a way through. For LA Thieves, it's a rethink. This B path is close to them right now. Can they rotate with this little map information? They're going to be worried about the tank push. Afro might be the first man through, but people are already overwatching. Scrap has the information that players have moved.
And he spots enough players out on the cross. I mean, Ultra still haven't moved in their setup, but they have a player Kleenex on the tank, and yeah, that'll just be the freest kill Kleenex is going to get in this series. So 4 versus 2 advantage. Joedecieves picks up 1, but you are still just trapped in P1. You're almost forced to go to A, but Kleenex does overcommit. You do have a 2v2.
The problem is now time. LA Thieves have burned so much of it going for this one. They now have to commit. Are they going to be able to get through here, though? They're looking for it. Ghosty is just going to have to go with his teammate and hope that they get here in time. And Ghosty, I think he saw him on the floor. They're going for this one. And they're going back. He's now going to go back for it as well. At the same time, inside just flying into Sieves. Not able to get it. The clock was against them. There was no time to set up. Ultra, they smelled the blood in the water and struck.
That's a big route, too. I thought for a second on the slide across he was going to get spotted, and that's also a good call from Ultra, just to have both of those players putting on the pressure. Make sure that bomb doesn't go down. Make sure you're there for the trades. Maybe that goes differently if Ghosty spots him on the cross, but either way, if you're in a situation where you have to plant the bomb and you have basically 0 seconds left on the clock, you do expect Toronto to clutch that one up and get their first run on the board. That was very dicey, though. I mean, that was a 4 versus 2. That should have been free. Joedecieves certainly working for it.
Let's see. Can LA Thieves find anything else to get here? Envoy making a huge push. This nade could prove something. And oh, Afro gets it before he gets it down. It will only be tagged up, but Kleenex comes flying through to get Cammy. And it is always a trade here. Ultra come out the worst for it. 2 versus 3.
And you also have Joedecieves just deep in your spawn, so you're a little worried about the flank, but that sort of distance, you know Afro, you don't know about Joe, so you get the first kill, but there's the full flank coming through. Joedecieves only does the damage. Just a 1v1. Insight versus Ghosty in 1 HP is all he needs. Insight, a monster indeed.
It's been a while since we've seen an Insight clutch, but he was moving, he was grooving, and he was proving why he's being a solid pick for Toronto Ultra this year. Over and over again, this man is ice cold, unlike that hot mustache.
And that, I mean, you know, to each their own, I suppose. But yeah, the gameplay certainly looks good. No arguments there. That's like the ridiculous amount of heads-up awareness because you're just purely reacting to the Joedecieves kill. You didn't have the intel on him. And then just the prediction on where the next guy goes he's going to be coming from. So Insight puts one on. That's just tied up for a 2-2 game. But Insight also on a 5 spree. Looking to get that cruise as his teammates are looking for the first blood. Scrap just ran up A Street to get that kill, by the way.
A little bit of confidence. That's what they do best. Clinics found a gap as well. And now they're on the back foot. And Cammy managed to win one against Envoy. Just a little bit of relief, but they still are outnumbered and they don't have the bomb. Clinics is setting up for it as well. In the Ultra camp, this will be all hold fire and wait.
You actually have Scrap. He has just gone and done a world tour. So Ghosty is effectively MIA in this play. Cammy is in between 3 of them. He's found the pick to make it 2v2, and again, Ghosty is like an unknown quantity from the Ultra camp, but at the same time, so is Scrap. Just posted on the flank, waiting for the free kill. There it rolls through.
Ghosty trying to see if he can get this one done. Finds one. Looking for a clutch of his own. Time ticking away from him now, though.
And Bryce, this is revenge against Insight, and this is Insight's cruise missile.
Does he pick right? Insight is waiting for him as well. Insight should have this kill easily. Again, Insight doesn't even sweat for it. Just holds his position. Lets Ghosty make the moves. And Ghosty could have chose to wrap away, but decided, hey, I'm still going to go B.
Yeah, that is like the Insight classic too. Again, he's not always the player flying around the map, but he will be in the right spot at the right time. He's in one of the better power positions, right next to a bomb. He could just see through the tractor. Be just doing everything right, and the kills sometimes just fall into his lap.
Well, this is very much back and forth, but Insight has decided that he's not having any of the advantage that LA Thieves had to begin with. Already nades going down, a bit of an aggressive push from both teams down this B street. Afro will find Clinics. Insight wants to even this one up, looking for Cammy on tank.
These SMG players, by the way, moving into position. Afro has like crept up the map. I think he has the MCW in hand, but still found himself in a pretty annoying spot to deal with. With man advantage, Ultra, not a lot of options on the map for the moment. Scrap's even getting spotted on the mini-map as well, so LA Thieves know where everybody is. They find their next kill as well. 4 versus 2 man advantage.
Yeah, they're just hoping for a pick here. Ultra know they need something to give them a little bit of a gap on this map somewhere. And Afro is just not going to give him time of day, and a little duck down and a reach out. Insight now left alone. May try and win something here. Almost takes down Cammy, but it's not going to be enough. LA Thieves tie it up.
That's a very solid round, too. Just get that first blood on CleanX in the first, 15, 20 seconds of the round. Never look back. Nobody's making mistakes. I think Afro picked up maybe 3 in this round as well. 7-3 for the moment. He's enjoying himself some invasion, and you just see how that gunfight looks when he's on that mid tank. Nearly impossible to kill.
Yeah. For LA Thieves, managing to absorb a bit of pressure that Ultra like to put on here. I wonder if Ultra can do the same thing in this round. Last time they were very aggressive and caught LA Thieves.
Well, yeah, you might be right. It's like a triple hit up through mid and 2 players right back for that P1 control. So more of a standard situation we've seen before, but CleanX gets caught again. It's the double chow coming through. Another first blood for LA.
And now they have the advantage. They just have to capitalize on it. Trades are fine. Map position is better. You've got to dig through these corners, dig out every player who's hiding for it as well, get the chows in at the correct time. Cammy will find Scrap. That's what they wanted. 2 versus 4. Ultra will have to be clutch.
So patient, too. Just waiting for someone on Ultra to overcommit, make a mistake. Envoy might have found the perfect timing. He gets one, but does get traded. 2 versus 1, and Insight might be the guy again. Gets the pick. He's low HP, but he is roamed and he has spotted Cammy as well. Insight can do no wrong.
Win sight all day, every day. 1v2s, 1v1s, doesn't matter. LA Thieves has so much going for them. They just lost a 2 versus 4. And a lot of it is thanks to Insight. Now 9-3 in this S&D.
Yeah, no, Mr. Craven having a blinder of a game. Like one of those sort of awkward spots, too, where you're not... It's not typical in S&D to have somebody, like, swinging down A Street like that, but he just catches the first player on bomb. Easy transition over to spot out Cammy. And more good news for Ultra. They got a 4-3 lead, and Envoy did get a kill.
Well, here comes the push again. It looks like Ultra are going to full send this. They're putting bodies all the way down B Street. They're looking for it, going for it as well. They're just diving into it. Nades and stuns going everywhere. Afro will get the first one, and Cleanix gets the trade. Cammy will get another one as it all kicks off. Cleanix will get a second. Insight trying to get as well. Cleanix gets the third. It's now just Joedecieves left in a 1 versus 2. He finds Insight, gets out of dodge, and is down to another 1v1 here in the S&D.
There is 55 seconds left on the clock for this round, and you're not going to get there in time because Joedecieves beaming Cleanix. Hit him with the old one pump, and Cleanix, he's going to want that gunfight back, but he ain't going to get it. Joedecieves keeping his team on board.
Oh my goodness, Cleanix found 3, but not the 4th. A 1v2 for Joedecieves. This S&D is ridiculous.
Yeah, that was, what, a 35-second round, effectively, where every single kill until the last one came in the first 20-25. Yeah, that is lightning speed. Joedecieves, I'd say that's a slither, not a snake, but that is an efficient gunfight to take him down. LA desperately needed that round.
It looks like they're going for a hit. Nade's going out for them. Do they commit to this completely? Joedecieves is here. Cammy's with him. Just going to try and check their angle. It's going to be Insight holding down B on himself. Cleanix coming to back him up.
Scrap, by the way, like the amount of aggression Ultra just have on this map. Scrap's in your base again. You're working up the B Street. Cleanix gets the first blood, but you're just going to end up trapped. And that'd be one thing if you were even getting the kills. Now you're just not. Afro tagged up by everybody, forced to back down. A 2 versus 4 from LA, and you're getting pieced up by everyone. Ultra are just strangling them on defense.
Yeah, it seems like LA Thieves need to be a little bit lucky with some of this pressure coming through because Ultra are just constantly aggressive. And they are going to fall again. But, hey, we've said that, and we've seen LA Thieves come back into it. They can win these trades. It is really a question. I'll be honest with you, I don't hate the kind of the hammer and anvil strategy that Ultra are putting through. Like, Insight is very, very static, and they have to get through him almost every single time, or the rest of them run at them.
Yeah, it really is just about, like, taking as much space as possible. And again, if you're playing with a guy like Insight, that allows you to have a lot more freedom on other portions of the map, and players can do what they want. But it has been a very back-and-forth game. LA Thieves down, but not out. Just looking to clutch up on defense. Force that round 11. And considering Envoy is 2-8, I do expect that LA Thieves, if they get to around 11, will have defense again. They're playing aggressive, and they catch Cleanix. Another first blood on them. Blowing up the tank in the back certainly helped.
It really has been a chess game. Both teams trying to pull different strategies out to throw each other off. Now for Ultra, they're kind of compressed. They've given up a lot of map control over towards A, which might mean they need to go B hit, or they're going to have to push tank in middle. Right now, they are just checking their corners. It looks like they're committing towards B.
And Envoy still does have a smoke, maybe an opportunity to, you know, smoke off the cross, block Afro's line of sight. Maybe try to isolate Cammy, but easier said than done, and they got to be worried about so many spots in the back. Nice little shoulder peek, Envoy. It looks clear for him, but if he crosses, make no mistake, Afro will spot him.
A little bit of stress here from Ultra. They don't want to get this wrong, and already here it comes. Smoke out. Envoy going to try and muddy the water. Gets out as well. Cammy under pressure, but finds the first kill. More coming through, as you can see now. LA Thieves are reacting to this, but Scrap guns the first. Looking for Cammy, who wisely keeps his head down. Does not want any of this as time is ticking away. Insight will find Joedecieves. That bomb is all the way by B, though. Scrap has to go for this, and Cammy is ready and waiting. No time, no hope. We are going to a round 11 here in the S&D.
Yeah, shouts to Cammy. He was just posted on, again, the unkillable. I believe you can still see red dots through that tractor as well. So Cammy just going to be on point with it. When the smoke comes out, it gets a little bit chaotic. You're a little bit fearful, and you see Envoy sliding out for the chow. There were bullets from his teammate too. I don't know if Cammy was tagged up and weak, but he just hits nice shots and delivers us this round 11.
This could be over if aBeZy hadn't clutched up as many times as he has. But ifs and buts don't make a game. This one goes down to the wire in round 11. Who walks away with it?
Oh my god, and look at the aggression from LA Thieves. Again, this is like tripled up over by P1. Cammy is by himself right now on this B site, and the cruise missile is gonna see everything. I don't know if you'll get a kill, but you at least have all of this information.
Oh, Cammy gets caught. He did have a trophy. They didn't knock it out, but it will open up B for them, and that call will come through. Ultra will know that LA Thieves are not here yet. They haven't committed, though.
Well, they got it now. Maybe not a free bomb playing. Ghosty's actually making moves. He's trying to get in through the smoke and find the angle, and he beams too! Gives you the man advantage, and that is bomb down. Ghosty out here making plays.
Smoke's worth both ways. He was able to just get through the gap. Insight, they need him to clutch once again, but they will not give him an inch this time. He dives across, tries to get out of it. The pressure's now coming through. Players are chasing him down in every single direction, and LA Thieves will walk away with that win. Ultra had it, but Ghosty to the rescue.
And I tell you, man, LA Thieves have had some clutch struggles throughout this year. A bunch of hard point losses from within 30 points. They've lost the only round 5 they've had in control. They've lost the only round 11 they've had, and Ghosty turns up for the squad. Perfect play call as well, going through the smoke, but look for the guy on bomb. The wide swing on point, and then he just absolutely gun scrap after the fact. I think Toronto right there just got completely caught unaware. And that is one hell of a play for the round 11 win, just to even up the odds.
I love that. I love everything about that. Ultra used the smoke to get it down. They used the streak to get Cammy off bomb, and they were like, right, smoke down, let's get onto it. And Ghosty went, oh, okay. I can use this smoke too. It's just in the right position for him to dive through and get the timing he needed. As a hero born right there and then. The LA Thieves, give them credit, apart from the clutch situations and that, you know, the 1v1s and the 1v2s, they had a really good time on that map.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they look pretty good, but not just the clutches on one side. Keep in mind, Joedecieves, when it was the 4-3 round, wins the 1v1 against CleanX just to even up the odds. So not just Ghosty that deserves the love. Some of these young guns from LA turning up.
They certainly are, and that gives us a game that people thought might have been a 3-0, but it's not to be. Still, at least 2 more maps in this majestic showdown. Who walks away with it? If LA Thieves can, they will topple a Titan again, and Ultra will have to try and find something different. But so much more to come. Controllers up next. Don't go anywhere. We will see you right after this for more Call of Duty League action.
Don't miss out on all the action at the first Call of Duty League Major, hosted by the Boston Breach. This January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to callofdutyleague.com for more info. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the magic moment. This is the Call of Duty League, and this is Ghosty using the smoke to his advantage. Just breaks through the smoke, threads the needle, and guns two out of their socks. And that left Ultra in a horrible situation. They'd done the hard work, they'd made their way to B, but it was not to be. LA Thieves get a round on the board. It's now 1-1 chance between these two.
Yeah, and icy as well by Ghosty too. You see in the player cam, almost no reaction after that. And I mean, not just for the play itself being outstanding, but he instantly jumped on that as well. Like as soon as the smoke came out, there was no hesitation. He knew exactly what his plan was. And I mean, again, you're man down. Someone's got to be a playmaker. He delivers. So here we are, you know, all tied up, going to an invasion control. As is expected so far statistically, invasion is more defensive sided than both Guvutu and aBeZy Fortress. I don't think it's going to stay that way, but if that's the conversation, you got to win your defenses. And LA Thieves, they're going for the harder zone first.
Oh, Afro breaking through the middle here and almost snaps it off.
Oh my God.
The reach out doesn't care. And now he's going to go for them off the respawn. This could be great. Afro, he can find any more. It's going to be magic for him. Breaks through a door, hits the back, finds another one. Doesn't get the second, but it might be just enough. That second tick is rocketing through. Cammy's going to be here watching. He's got a little bit of an oversight. Doesn't get scrapped, though. It's a little bit of a fail. 2 ticks in. Will it be enough? He probably would have lost it with the amount of reinforcements that were there anyway. But LA Thieves chance.
Yeah, I mean, Cammy maybe a little bit too fast on the snap. He knew what the play was going to be, but you're exactly right. Getting 2 ticks on the A zone, already a wonderful sign for the Thieves. That is the opening break almost of your dream. So nice advantage early on. Still, though, have to make sure you sort of finish the round, right? It's a nice start. Still got to capture the B zone. Got a long way to go, but Ghosty picking up exactly where he left off. 4-1 for the moment. Nice little 3 spree as that B zone nearly complete.
That's what they want here. Give themselves lots of time, lots of opportunity to break through. For Ultra, they're going to look to clear, and if they do clear, oh my goodness, they don't even get B here. I thought that was a lock-in. Cammy finds one. All LA Thieves want now is to lock B down. A still might be a pipe dream, but that's so many ticks in their favor.
Yeah, I was going to say Ultra like desperately need to fight for this as well. They don't even want to really give up B in this moment, but they don't have a choice in the matter. LA Thieves off spawn, come and just bully them back out. Afro again, snappy in his movement. He does get dropped, but either way, you have plenty of pressure on this map right now. You got Ghosty working up the A street already. He is going to fall, and that alleviates some of the pressure Thieves might have had.
1 minute 30. But it is difficult. It is a horror show getting through this map at this current meta. Afro and Ghosty, though. If Cammy can find one more. He slipped through. If he can get something out of this, just a little bit of a trade for him. Doesn't matter. Joedecieves Afro get it anyway. He's back towards the back here, looking for this kill on the inside. Wow. And no! Insight, cold as ice, locks it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a position where Cammy just wants to stay alive as long as possible, effectively, because his teammates are going to be spawning across the map. But Insight, not in the mood to waste any time. Not only did they get the wipe on one side of the map, they have just stormed through mid and bullied you out again. This is a round that could come down to lives, and Ultra don't even care. They're just flying at you. TDM be damned, they're happy just to play aggressive. Kleenex is sliding into Palace on defense.
Let him see you're afraid. Scrap is in a little bit of a bad position. He got stunned. They go down with 30 seconds left to go. You are right. This is now a very tight game. Envoy doesn't want to die here. He has to back off. They've still got them locked in, though. I think time might be the problem. Afro's all the way down the street. He might end up dying for it, though.
And keep in mind, by the way, like number 2 and number 3 are like somewhat out of the picture, and a couple kills come through. It is 2 players working themselves towards A, so the opportunity, it's a 3v5 to clutch. It's not going to be easy, but it is doable.
Doshy's here, trying to make a big gunfight for him, not going to win it. And now it's just going to be left alone. Joedecieves is going to go down. Afro left alive. Too little, too late, but a valiant effort all the way through for Thieves.
I mean, absolutely. I got to say, that is some absurd aggression coming through from Toronto. It's like a little bit dicey as well. The opportunity, if LA Thieves get the 2 kills earlier, like, I don't know. That was a spicy situation, but Toronto playing with absolutely zero fear in their hearts. Of course, they are sort of on the back foot now. That was 5 ticks of progression coming through, which, I mean, already one of the better rounds you're going to see on offense on this map. So, Ultra, they got their work cut out for them.
Well, let's see. For Ultra, try and be consistent. Definitely get those 3 ticks in and then work on that problem that it is A. I think that's a call as well. Do the simple stuff well. Worry about the dream later on.
Really just going for efficiency as well, because it would have been a 4 versus 2 around the zone. LA Thieves not exactly pouncing on this aggressively on defense, and a couple kills going Ultra's way as well. CleanX one's a big one in the back line as well. It's not going to guarantee the B zone capture, but it is looking incredibly likely. Only 1 player on the point, though. It is going to take a very long time to actually get.
That's what they're looking for. You see LA Thieves stacking this now. They're going to go for it. Scrap on Overwatch. Going to look for Afro, but Afro's already got inside and got out. Scrap just trying to shoot every single direction. They haven't got it yet. Because this is now turns into a bit of a bloodbath. Both teams just taking swings at each other.
It's just like dancing in all these little corridors as well. Little shoulder, little jump peek, trying to get some damage down, the tags to roll through, and make sure you don't get traded. Joedecieves in the middle of that dance right now. That Simp doesn't do damage to Insight. That is a verticality to the grenades, I guess. The damage doesn't go low. Insight walks away with his life and that B zone capture. 2 minutes on the clock to work towards A.
Surely Insight doesn't win this against Afro. Afro has all the advantage, and he does. It is now clean. LA Thieves have the opportunity to push up here, but they must not let anybody slip through or lose these trades. It still feels like it could go either way. Realistically, Ultra want some of those ticks back.
The positioning isn't bad. I mean, Scrap, nice and aggressive up through the middle of the map. Wants to stay alive as long as possible. Unfortunately for him, Envoy falls behind him. So Scrap now just in a dire situation. That was 3 players from LA Thieves that were challenging him in that moment. Maybe long-term good news, Insight again, as long as he is alive here, you don't get that perfect defensive setup you're looking for. And more importantly, that's a clean 3 down. Now you can fly towards the A zone.
Everybody scramble. LA Thieves, and they come off the respawn, are going to have to make sure they don't lose another set of trades. Oh my goodness, Ultra are now in. Envoy is ready to dive into the backfield, and he's doing it. Scrap will get another kill at the same time. He finds one, and now continues to push this momentum, but he will fall down. It's still going to be 1 player in here. CleanX is going to have to be careful. But Ultra have momentum now. Ghosty's going to fall. Cammy's going to get the gunfight he needs, but Insight's still in here. They want their ticks, and they want them bad.
That is unreal, too. If Insight was able to maybe snap a little bit faster, that other player is weak, but that is a hell of an attempt, but only for the first tick. So advantage technically still in the hands of LA Thieves, who have almost cleared out their base. It's only Scrap behind enemy lines, and for the moment, they're almost ignoring him. Players are playing nice and aggressive, but they're going to get caught. B Street's the push. 3 players from Ultra roaming that way, but Scrap is going to fall. That is a massive setback. It'll be another few seconds off spawn, and you got to hike all the way across the map.
Yeah, it just makes them so staggered. It's the issue for them. Every single kill that LA Thieves get sets back Ultra time and time again. Cammy, though, on a 4 streak. They're happy for this. It did look a little bit dicey, and I don't even know if Ultra will get another real stab at it. Cammy looking on Overwatch. He will fall, but there's 17 seconds left to go. Ultra are going to get some hot feet.
Yeah, you see CleanX is going to fall, though. You still have Ghosty around that fire car. They're making moves up towards A. They're getting close to the point. They're able to stop it as well. Envoy made it to the promised land. Now he's got to survive. Ghosty on the flank, though, times it perfectly. And LA Thieves might have clutched up anyway, but that's a nice little moment for Ghosty just to find that gap at the perfect time to make sure it doesn't come through. And I'm assuming the second dick didn't come through. Did you catch that, Bryce?
It did. It went through.
It went through. So we're tied. Oh, my God. Well, there you go.
Nobody cleared it. Nobody cleared it. It stayed there. And all they had to do was touch it, and Ultra got in.
Wow.
So all that hard work that Thieves put themselves in a great position, they need to do it again.
That is actually brutal. I was going to say, because initially I couldn't tell if the second ticket captured through, but then you see it was just like a sliver off. Can't believe they haven't ever actually decapped it. Either way, that is a long-term conversation for this team. In the short term, they got to focus up, try to bounce back on offense.
Let's see. For LA Thieves, they're probably thinking, let's not worry about the ticks. Let's just see if we can win the entire thing. But it is more standard this time. They have committed to B.
It is just insane, these gunfights, like down the B street. Everything is just like behind a pillar in some weird spot. Like the angles that you have to be like conscious of the entire time. Not a fun situation to be these fights down B street, but Joedecieves not even happy for it. Tries to pounce, gets obliterated by the rival 9. I think that was team shots coming through. And only one tick on B thus far. Ultra, a little bit of control towards the middle of the map as well. This long range down B, they're actually just stuffing them for the moment on defense.
They are, and this is what Ultra want. They want to push them all the way back. Just one tick, thank you very much. They love a bit of aggression. And they are holding every single angle away from them. LA Thieves trying to get a bit of mid-map control, but still too many angles. Cammy wins a big gunfight, but falls as well in the trade. And they can't get anything going. Ultra are just trading.
And most of them trading, and then Scrap would be the only guy not sort of in the picture, but that's because his job is to slow him down towards B, but nades on point, and now your action back to sort of that 50-50 sort of split over towards the B zone. But 22 seconds left on the clock. Ultra, again, shutting them down on defense and making sure they don't get the ticks could be massive. And so far, they're doing an incredible job, but 17 seconds on the clock. LA Thieves, last-ditch effort.
Envoy just dancing around this point, trying to get every single kill, and he does. You will not get more than one tick against him. He stays alive. And now for Ultra, it's just cleanup time. They're not close enough really to dive onto this one, and everybody just falling. That is going to be one tick on the second attack here. It means that if LA Thieves want this, they have to try and completely rebuff Ultra. It is not an easy task.
Yeah, it's the anything you can do, I can do better sort of moment, right? LA Thieves have a massive round 1 on offense. Toronto says, all right, we'll do the exact same, tie the odds up, and then Ultra go and smack them down on defense. So it is LA Thieves' turn to respond. Obviously, they've had some degree of success on offense in the first round, but you absolutely want the defense for the final round. And if they give up one tick, then it goes to kills, and in the kills column for the moment, Ultra firmly in command. So you need a dominant round indeed.
Now they got to be careful. Ultra looking for his way already. Envoy. He's hot the dead silence. He's going to just make sure nobody can get through here and cause issues. Going to hit a flank. Looking for him and find a way. In a minute, does find Afro eventually and gets out of it. For Ultra, this is all about the fundamentals. Lockdown B, they're actually up A as well. I lie. They're going for everything. They don't want nothing left on the table.
Yeah, who cares about the dominant round on defense when Ultra just want to win it and call game right here. And everybody's got the cross insight, like he can call out. No one's making it towards the zone. He wants to stack it as well, so it is going to go a lot quicker in this moment. He does not fall. They got the teammates for support, and it is the moment right now. LA Thieves, they got to break around the zone. Joedecieves makes it, and Joedecieves gives you 2. So they survive that A zone, but again, even long term, they've already lost the objective war.
They certainly have, but hey, Miami Heretics won that round 5 offense before. Maybe it can happen again. Ultra now, probably feeling very, very comfortable. Get B, do the simple job. And if they can get B, of course, then maybe they'll have another swing at A.
Yeah, it's still looking good. I mean, 2 players around the zone right now. No flanks they really have to worry about. Envoy's obviously got it covered, and when he gives it up, his teammate's there to pick it up right after. Making sure, again, just to get the stack to try to get the guarantee. Cammy still pawing away at it, being annoying. Maybe a last-second chow to get him off time, and it actually comes through the dark alley, so nothing cooking over on the B zone just yet. Ultra haven't gotten the job done. 44 seconds, plenty of time, though, for the Ultra boys to work.
He's going to get cut down from behind. They'll be back onto B here. Does Ghosty try and take a stab at this? I think he does. Trying to thread the needle, but it's not going to be enough. It was an Overwatch. And that clock has got 1 minute 35 left on. LA Thieves need to hold here. If they break even once, it could be over.
Yeah, it was bound to happen, though, right? Eventually, players on LA Thieves have to chalk up and push down A Street. That's what Afro is doing. So there's too many moments where you're playing a man down defending the B zone, but you got to make sure you win the round because we've already seen Ultra very successful on their offenses of getting over towards A. You can't let that happen again, but Nice stranglehold on the map. Afro's got bridge, 2 players middle of the map, and Joedecieves is up top. But the most important player might have been the one that just fell. Ultra got insight back in his home, getting the information, looking down a street as the slow approach commences.
Ghosty just causing an issue because now Ultra got to deal with him, and they can't yet. Continuing to push this tempo. He's inside, but that's going to be 2 down. If they can make a move here, Ultra, they could get towards it. Joedecieves, massive win for him, though. Huge. And Envoy going to try and be a problem together. He has got through, but he is alone, and I think he didn't see him there. LA Thieves just holding for now.
Yeah, Joedecieves just getting the comms. That win against Inside, by the way, might have been the win that guarantees you the round on defense, and he follows it up with a few more in tow. 21 kills to his name, and he is beaming as well. Gotta say, the LA Thieves, boy, they are absolutely shooting right now. We have seen some snappy POVs just to sort of tie up the round count at 2-2, but as called out, LA Thieves, unfortunate for them, will have offense for the final round. We've seen one offensive round win today, as you called out, Bryce, the Miami Heretics, but LA need one again.
And I'm going to say this right now. We pictured this as a David versus Goliath story. It has not felt like that between these two teams. Do Ultra look a little bit above, especially in the hard point and maybe at points on this control? Yes. But the gap is not wide. And for Thieves, they have an opportunity here, and I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, maybe that play by Ghosty in the round 11 was the slingshot that they were looking for to give you that little edge against the Titan. But either way, you're going to need a secondary slingshot for the control as well. And it'd be interesting just to see what Ultra even do off the opening break on defense. If they like stack up A because of the concern, or if they just play a default. It's looking like a mostly default setup, but you see the idea. LA Thieves, if they can get it, they're going to go straight after A.
Great. Joedecieves has found CleanX, and Ghosty staying alive. That's more important. Afro takes an Envoy. Ghosty wants into this point. He wants the pressure on. They're looking for Afro. They're diving forward as well. They're trying to get the chows going through, but inside and CleanX clean up. They've got a player in, and it's Joedecieves, but he's outnumbered. They went for the risky break. Unfortunately, just not able to get it.
Yeah, gave it the old college try. I do like the attempt. Maybe if Scrap doesn't pick up 2 big kills, you'd had a little bit more of an opportunity to make something happen, but it doesn't seem to be that risky necessarily to go for A, as long as you at least get 1 or 2 of the trades, because you just jump right back on this B zone and go back to the default setup, get awareness reading the flank foot. CleanX, insane shots right there, and now a little bit of pressure. A couple players are falling from LA. 50 seconds left. That pressure is certainly mounting.
It must not be wiped here at all. Afro finds the first one. That player was stunned. Joedecieves will get another one. Afro got to just make sure he keeps his corners clean. And it looks like Afro's going to be aggressive and push out here. You can see what LA Thieves are trying to do. They're trying to get a lot of pressure in towards the Ultra spawn. So if they do get B locked down, they can move straight towards A.
Oh, good shots as well. Yeah, the plan is the pressure at Afro. Letting that momentum flow. B zone captured, minute to the clock. A minute and a half to work with. Maybe gives you 3 respectable attempts at making a move towards this A zone. You got to start jumping on it quickly. Afro still leading that charge.
These are the trades. Realistically, Thieves want to keep a player here towards the back at all times. Insight's been found. Afro is going for him. And he loses the gunfight. That's not what they wanted. Is now on Cammy. Cammy's going to find one, loses that gunfight as well. And now Ultra said, all right, into Palace, into their spawn. We're going for it. We're going to end them right here.
Hey, that's just so fast as well. It's Envoy dancing with 3 on one side. By the way, you got CleanX up top, American spotting it out and shooting you in the back along the way. He's able to just call out, they're flooding through B Street. It's only going to be those 2. So CleanX keeping basically the entire team on point with the intel. And CleanX is still picking up kills in their spawn. So yeah, that 3 good attempts that you have is now turned into basically 1. You've taken down CleanX, but 35 seconds on the clock. You need someone to stop this A zone soon.
Afro is the key man here. He can sow discord in the ranks of Ultra, but he has to find the kills and the timing, and his teammates have to stay alive. He finds the first on the scrap.
Okay.
He's got a second on the CleanX, and it's huge. Afro going for it as well. Inside last.
Okay.
Here, they've made the God play. They are now in. It's 2 players in, but he gets cut down by Scrap, who threads the needle. Ghosty's now in trouble.
And they don't have a trophy.
No trophies?
Yeah, they don't have a trophy to save their life right now. And Afro over peaks, so it slows down the capture so much. And what could have been a Herculean effort to try to get that final moment of win, now it is just going to be desperation. You're going to have to flood at the point and slide into death, and Ultra are going to get it done. No 40 bomb there from Envoy, but he got it close. Defense reigns supreme, and Ultra still on top at 2-1 lead.
There was a god play, but unfortunately there wasn't a trophy to save the day. When I saw that happening, and I'll be honest with you, just Scrap just threading the needle to get that kill down. But yeah, no trophy, no real Overwatch, nades just raining through, and it is always a nightmare to get into that point, but LA Thieves put up one incredible fight.
Yeah, the numbers on this scoreboard are just absolutely bonkers as well. Scrap leading the lobby in damage, Envoy leading it in kills. But that certainly to me just looks like two teams just absolutely battling on the map. Very competitive. Ultra's just a little bit better towards the end, but I even think when LA go back and talk this map over, it is gonna be about the little things. Maybe in the final moment, obviously they didn't have a trophy, but Afro just gets caught after going on the 5 spree. He had the little moment of never decapping the A zone, which I don't think really amounted to too much towards the end because how the 3rd and 4th rounds played out. But I think that's really it. Just a few very small things from LA Thieves, and again, a fairly young team as well. So looking good so far. Ultra clearly though, just one of the best teams in the game.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's got to me is maybe Invasion has a small spawn kind of tweak, and that would help this. If you're able to flip the spawns to give a bit of a better map cut for the attacking team, it would change this map out completely, because it is possible, it is plausible to get to that A point, but you are fighting uphill every single step of the way. And like I said, for even teams to do it time and time again shows that it is possible. Just needs a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see quite a few more teams play on it, because again, the numbers right now for this map for offensive wins is worse than Outbacker Fortress Control and Gavutu. I still don't think the map is as defensive sided as that, but for the moment, the numbers certainly do not lie, so that is the case. So whether or not a future adjustment or just teams figuring things out, whatever the case may be, not an easy thing to do, but that is the invasion portion of the series that we have. We're moving over to Karachi for potentially the final 2 maps, at the very least, the hard point, where I've seen hard point, Toronto Ultra. I mean, I don't know what their best game mode is, but hard point, definitely the front runner.
Yeah, it is. And that doesn't show greatness for LA Thieves, but I said it during that control, and I fully believe it at this point. This does not look like a mismatch. It really doesn't. Yes, I will be perfectly honest. I think Ultra are probably maybe a cut above in consistency. I think that's the best way to put it. But the LA Thieves, I genuinely came into this one thinking it would be very, very one-sided. And it has not been the case so far. Few clutches, few opportunities, and it could have been a very different story. Story, though, isn't ended. Hardpoint up next chance, and, well, we've had a great series so far. I'm hoping for another good one.
Fingers crossed, I suppose, for the Karachi. I believe, by the way, for Scrap, first player to crack 7K damage. I think I might have just heard in the year, or in my ear, rather. So, absolute lights out performance. Again, the numbers across the board were pretty bonkers, and then he just leveled up quite a bit with the amount of output that he was able to have. So, I mean, Scrap, to the surprise of literally no one, is a shooter.
Well, let's see. LA Thieves, they don't seem upset. Bit of a smile coming in from Joedecieves. Still good vibes flowing for this team. But Ultra, they probably feel quite comfortable now getting that one out of the way, because Hardpoint is up next, and they're a good team at it.
You are not wrong there, Bryson. I think if there's a player for me to watch, by the way, I know Scrap has probably been the MVP this series, potentially for Ultra. I guess Insight, with all the clutches he had, that it made a difference in the S&D, but certainly another contestant. But I'd say CleanX on a map like Karachi, more of a sub back in hand or more rival 9 time he's going to have. Might be a nightmare on the map. We'll see if LA Thieves can contain him, as Envoy will be the first player straight into the hill.
try and sit in here as nades all rain around. No trophies to begin with, but staying alive for a little bit there. Eventually, Ghosty will get him out as the teams go to work. And it looks like LA Thieves will say, all right, we'll get a couple here.
What were those spawns, by the way?
Yeah.
That was 6 players all spawning at the exact same time. Either maybe my POV bugged out. I have no idea. Players are still going, so maybe it's normal, but that looked insane.
Like wave respawn, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say end the game. There's no shot. All right.
I was sitting there thinking the same thing you were. That was a very delayed respawn for everyone. I was like, I don't think everyone died at the same time.
Now that's funny indeed. That would be an interesting way to play hardpoint. And by interesting, I mean I have no idea what like the wave respawn timer even was. I know when you're going through like 2.5. Would it be spawning it? Look, man, I've never seen the that like option to toggle or what the options even are. I just know when you're going through the settings, there is like 1,000 different settings that you have options for in private matches. So whoever designed those probably had everything right, slightly missed one, and that was just the wave respawn. So it takes a long time. I don't even think the CDL guys have like a CDL rule set, and considering it was wrong right there, that answers the question.
Yeah, there's no worse feeling, trust me. Playing things like GBs, you're like, oh, I've got a rule wrong. That happens so often.
Especially when it's like an equipment, like explosive delay rule that's off by like 2.5 seconds. It's like, okay, is this the thing that's impacting our GB right now? But at this level, yeah, no, that absolutely would. So, gotta get it right.
Yeah, well, it looks like this will just be a quick reset as they go back into it. Obviously, none of the teams are at fault for it of the opening break, but yeah, it was a weird thing to watch for a second because I thought, am I lagging, or did they kind of all died at the exact same time to respawn? But yeah, that was clearly a setting that needed to be adjusted. But hey, that means the breaks will have to be slightly different from these two teams.
And, you know, in one of these breaks, it's always fun to watch the player cams and see what's going through the player's mind. Looking at Joedecieves' cam, probably not a lot. Head seems empty. He's just waiting for that countdown to commence, you know?
Just not engaging with the students at all. Oh yeah, those guys are talking about something. I'll worry about that. I'll just run where I went last time. It'll be cool. It's fine. But you are right that it looks like Ghosty's talking and Cammy's paying attention, but maybe a difference in the break. It seems like Ghosty is talking about either a change in strategy or what we need to do differently on this break, potentially what they did. Yeah, as they wait for the reset going through. It's a weird situation because, like I said, breaks can be a bit different when they go off on this. Obviously, it only really affects that first hill, but there will be an adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you talk it over real quick, but more or less, I'd assume Ghosty's just talking about sort of the same thing. And I think for the opening break from Ultra, there's like 2 players up through mid, Envoy straight to the hill. One of the ARs, either Inside or Scrap, going top third, and CleanX dipping through the left side. So, like, you can make the adjustments, and LA Thieves did come out on top, but it'll more or less be the same type of thing. And of course, on the flip side, Scrap is over here breaking records in the damage column, so he's just happy to be shooting his gun.
That man is always happy to be shooting his gun.
That's not true.
Confidence.
No, that's not true. See, you're British, so you go to bed too soon. If you ever stay up late to watch some of like the pro lobby BPL 8s and you watch Scrap, he does care. He does get angry. Not always a happy person. He will absolutely rage, but I think playing with this full team, maybe that's the happiest he ever is.
Look, first time I met Scrap, happy guy. I think it was way back in Minnesota. And even then, even before he made the product, I think even before anything, it was just telling me that he was confident he was better than all the pros. And this is the first conversation I've had with him.
Sure.
Basically just comes straight out and says, like, they're all terrible. And I'm like, okay. And then it turns out he was right. he was not lying about his capabilities, but yeah, I think I haven't watched his late night streams, obviously, because it's already 20 past midnight here in the UK, and that will be getting on a bit, but his on-camera personality has been a joy to watch since he's become a professional player in the league.
Yeah, maybe a student of the School of Killa Sloss with the confidence that he's going to bring to the table of, like, honestly, all the pros just suck. Like, I don't know what's going on. And so far, he has more or less lived up to nearly all the expectations. Obviously, second at champs, people like to make fun of him for it because they got 5-0'd, but he also did get second at champs as a rookie, so great things all around. And speaking of that champs run, there are a lot of players in challenge right now that I would love to see in the league. Certainly Hicksy and the boys that he is teaming with are at the top of that list.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a team that needs help at some point, especially after Boston. There might be a bit of movement happening for the league, and I'll look forward to that as well. But this map is restarting. Everything has been locked back in. Let's find out how the break goes this time, Chance.
Very different. Maybe a triple hit up through mid. Look at how novel these guys get. Actually, CleanX is going to be taking a deep route right side of the map, so small adjustment for a few players. Envoy, this is his job. This is where he will be.
Yeah, he's not moving forward though. A nade comes in, he takes a bit of damage, but still staying alive. Still getting those kills going down here. It's better for Ultra on this break.
Yeah, CleanX, you see, was able to pick up the kill sort of after the fact, and now he's taking out players in power positions, former teammates. CleanX gets the best of them there, and talk about a difficult spot to beat a player out. Maybe a great spot to pick up a couple kills, or maybe the fallen nade, but I'll count that as 2 for CleanX. That nade forces Ghosty's life as well.
This is such a great start here from Ultra. They're now looking for this one. If they get a quick break, it could be very lopsided. You can see they're trying to get in a position forward as well. Scrabble get that first on the Cammy. Inside trying to look over, and Afro gets his head ripped off. And they are in.
Joedecieves is going to have to make a play too. Like, you got to slow him down and keep these players at bay, and he's going to be able to deliver as well. So Joedecieves was in effectively a 1 versus 3 around the hill, but he picks up 2, gets Cammy back in time, and LA Thieves stave off the pressure for a little bit to stay alive. But of course, there's plays being made all over the map. Envoy dead silence pop and snapping. But for the moment, Cammy still alive inside the time, slowly chipping away that lead.
And we're just trying to hold, but kind of gets insight. He seems on fire here in this hard point. More pressure coming through. Joedecieves towards the back. Already got 5 kills here on this map. Looking for another one. Just spitting fire everywhere. 20 seconds to go here. This means LA Thieves have an opportunity to get up this map and try to contest this before Ultra get fully locked in. And
that was a really good hill for Joedecieves as well. So looking to potentially chain things together, but obviously a very difficult hill to break that we're moving to. Effectively inside the man playing inside the hill, as long as he does not overchow and die, him and his teammates' life are going to be pretty easy to hold this time, because they're getting the kills. They got everything pushed out that they want. They're winning every gunfight. LA Thieves need to slow things down a little bit and get grouped up together before they make their move.
Yeah, this is what LA Thieves wanted when they were trying to push out early. Trying to make it chaos, trying to get a few kills down so Ultra aren't set in their ways. And Ghosty will find another one. Afro's found one as well. He's trying to thread that needle onto inside. Get him out of there already, but Envoy is cleaning up all of his teammates. Ghosty goes for them. Just off the top rope.
I'm telling you, that's like the Insight special. That is a good attempt by LA Thieves to break the hill, but Insight just does an electric job of staying alive inside the point and timing out who he's actually going to chow. So that is the benefit of good players with good comms there from Ultra. Teamwork reigning supreme, and more importantly, on the approach to the new hill, Afro is by himself. He gets taken down because he was dealing with basically every single player. Ultra flip the spawns, Envoy heads up, knows where everybody's coming from, breaking open doors to do the damage, but that is scrap time 1 and rotation potentially won by Ultra as well.
Huge stack from Thieves, and they're putting bodies into this point, and they come through with a vengeance. That was a huge stack for them. Just put everybody through that they could inside, just firing bullets through here, hoping to get an easy kill while he waits for his teammates to reinforce. The door is closed, the door is open, the nades are through, and Ultra doing the same thing that Thieves did to them.
They're just pulling out, yep, straight through. Great job of staying alive. The damage, again, the damage and coordination on point of the right guys chowing at the right time. I mean, the first 2 players on the front line put in a serious amount of work, and then it's Scrap that is sliding in for the bait. Of course, Afro just responds with a clean 3-piece of his own. So these 2 teams, I'm telling you, they are getting after it.
Every single time. But now they've got to get this rotation right. For Thieves, they really could do with a good rotation and hold. It has not been something they've been dealing with very, very well so far in this hard point, and that's why they're behind. Afro going to fall already. This is the problem when you're running into prepared players. You've got to perform above and beyond expectations. Trades are not good enough. And Ultra now sitting pretty with map control.
Yeah, that's a little play too that goes a long way. That was like a patience game between Envoy and Afro. Afro waits for the hill to pop before he makes his move, but Envoy even more patient by the bus, reading it the entire time. So little things go a long way. That has transitioned to this early time right now for Toronto, continuously pumping that score up, and you're having to work for every single kill. Joedecieves is going to deliver. That's going to be a 4 versus 2 now around the zone. And Joedecieves again, occasionally that pop-off potential is there. Nice little 2-piece from him. Afro gets the rival 9 2-piece of his own. The SMGs for LA Thieves right now, the shining light for the squad as Joedecieves continues his rampage.
Yeah, this is being decided in the trenches. And only LA Thieves are giving their SMGs some shovels. Gonna see if they can dig their way back into it, because we go back to P1. Ghosty tries to get a little bit going here as well. They're in this first point, but it is a difficult one to hold. Trophies are needed because everybody overlooks it.
Yeah, and good luck staying alive on this hill. Ultra are swarming, and if we talk about their comms, we talk about the breaks, we know how good it is, and let's treat ourselves to a Toronto Ultra listening.
Good. I can't on mid. I can't mid, top 3. Mid dead. That's Ghosty. That's Ghosty. Top 3 tiles. Yeah, one top 3.
I get left.
Top enemy dead. I don't think the same. Come on me.
He's still tiles, Jimmy.
Yeah, could climb in.
I'm all left.
Still tiles, Cam.
Could be mid cut.
Yeah.
Watch him mid cut. Yeah, I hear you.
Cam's gonna be top in, guys.
Yeah, no. Mid, one shot, mid cut. Mid cut, one shot.
AC, one tile. Mid cut, that's AC, one tile. All 3 old.
I'll push.
He's hitting red. 2 of them hitting red.
Okay,
it could go L though.
I have L and I nothing bounce.
Oh, they're straight fucking hell. Low mail, low mail.
Shit on, man.
Yo, graffiti to front bus.
Done him.
Stunned.
Yeah, I spawned here again.
I'm seeing bus.
He's naded.
In the phone there, lane close.
Afro. I don't see him.
Nice, look for one.
Grab time. I'm gonna push out. Out still.
Time. I go help.
Absolute lane down.
One dumpster. The big fucking
L. He can go front bus.
I've got it. One's graffiti.
Yeah, one's L, I think.
One's a red.
I'm laying down. I'm laying down.
One's graffiti now. Archie's going towards front bus.
Two bus. Yeah, top plat. Yeah, top plat. One top window. Top plat. One window.
Already bus up. One shot top plat. Jump down, Kev. I spawned deep. Jimmy. It's gonna be.
Callie me weak. Afro.
I'm playing on mid, bro. I'm gonna go try to get new.
Okay.
I think we play. I think you guys should play old. Give me
a second. Help you.
Absolute. Okay, child me. All good.
And Ultra, the comms crisp, clean, and delivered flawlessly over and over again, Chance. And they are ahead now by 80 points. For LA Thieves, it must be a monstrous effort to get back in here.
Yeah, absolutely, and even cheeky plays by Envoy, just doing the heads-up thing. And again, we talk about his patience on a previous hill. It stays here once again. Ghosty doesn't even shoot back, because why would Envoy be behind you? Because he's busy piecing up your entire team, looking for Afro. Maybe a little bit of a dance, but Envoy, he reads it the entire way. There's number 3, is waiting for the shot to come in the front. Number 6 actually goes all the way around back, but by this time, Envoy's bought his team so much time to come help him out. That is ridiculous plays by Envoy. That is quite literally eyes on the team.
Wow, just not dying. And this may be over at this hill. It is not a way through for them. Ghosty finds one. Joedecieves trying to get through, but Envoy just sitting here and still gunning. And they just cannot get him, or that nade actually lands on his face. Eventually will be taken out as they jump back into this point. For LA Thieves, they must contest here just to stop this ending.
I mean, look, they're just getting outplayed through and through. You got guys like Scrap, 27 kills to his name. And just looking at the kills column, it's the ARs on the flip side. Ghosty, 8 and 17. Cammy, 11 and 19. Like, the SMGs on LA and the kills column are doing what they can, but they're just getting outplayed through and through.
Done nothing but a tick. I'm trying to see whether or not it's at the right timing. I don't think it really matters, because with 1 second to go, LA Thieves would have to perform the comeback of the century to get this one out of here. One break, one mistake, one bad trade, and it is over, and it is done.
And no gunfights have come through, because that's because Ultra are being patient to set up like a kill box and swarm you at every angle. They get the job done clean and easy in hard points. Scrap doing literally whatever he wants.
Yeah, just broke the record for most damage and then walked into the hard point. Said, all right, I think we've had enough of this. You look like a good team that can take us. We'll show you just how good we really are and the difference between the big boys and the rest of the league. 3-1 to Ultra over the LA Thieves.
It is just, I mean, they have everything. 5,200